Hey y'all!
It's us again. And
it's
just
us.
get used to these intros for a while because, yeah.
We're probably never going to be less awkward, but here we are! Blessings for the new moon in Virgo! Thanks for liking our videos last time. There was a lot of wonderful encouragement, so we are back.
Yes.
Thank you. Pulling some cards. What deck are you reading from today?
So I am reading from the Pulp Tarot by Todd Alcott.
I love this deck. It's so fun.
And I never use this deck. I don't know why. I mean, I guess like most of us have so many decks that like, oh my god, I have to have that deck, and then we don't use it.
I feel like it's a really fun deck. And when you're at work, you're like, I need to be so serious because people are paying for these readings.
Serious.
Which we're not saying we're not serious right now, but we're here to have some fun.
Also, exactly, that part. So yeah, this is just, it's light, kitschy, it's fun, but you know, still can have the depth that one might require in their reading.
This is true. Just because a deck is fun does not mean that it's not going to deliver the information that you need in the way that you need it in that moment. And I'm reading from Nobel Moon Tarot, obviously, because it's my deck. I made it.
Can you just flash those? She did make it from scratch. Can you just flash this? Yes, flash that. Flash that flash, that rose gold flash.
Rose gold. Yes. I made this deck while I was living in a tent. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I just love that I got to have rose gold edges.
It's kind of amazing. A testament to your tenacity, fortitude, and extreme creative skills as an artist, because, yeah.
Yeah, and even if you find yourself living in a tent, doesn't mean you can't grow up and have rose gold edges. So keep going. It gets better. Is what I'm saying. It gets better.
I like that.
Thank you. All right.
So it is the new moon in Virgo, and that's going to happen September
2nd for us, 3rd if you're on the other half of the world, but nighttime, late at night, early in the morning. Kind of.
I was really hoping it was going to be on Monday because I really had planned to play New Moon on Monday by Duran Duran.
Ooh. Well, you know, there's kind of like 3-day grace period on the other side.
And that's true. That is true. Celebrate the new moon for 3 days.
Celebrate the new moon. Especially this new moon. Virgo, right? Virgo's all about perfectionism. Y'all, perfection doesn't exist. If you do it a day before or a day later, that's just fine. Doing it is better than not doing it.
I'm sorry, could you say that again for me?
Doing it good enough is better than not doing it perfect, because you're never going to get it perfect.
And that is something that I have to constantly remind myself of is, you know, to quote a former president, do not let perfection be the enemy of the good. So, you know, sometimes good enough has to just be good enough and doesn't mean that it's not good. Someone I used to know who was a very, very talented playwright, and he used to say, you know what the best play that I ever wrote was? And I'd be like, what? Which one? And I'd fall for it for a while. Which one? The one I finished. The one I finished. The one that I finished, because there's always going to be some reason to go back and tweak. And this guy is a Sagittarius.
Hey, Sagittarius.
Yeah.
Yo, that's real. If I wanted to make a perfect deck, but I didn't. But it's here. It's in my hands. Good enough, y'all, sometimes.
And as a Capricorn, I get caught up. And honestly, the way I was raised, and, you know, if you're not going to do it right, then don't do it at all. And I think there was a lot of wonderful intention, you know, paying attention to what you're doing, taking care in what you're doing, having a sense of integrity about the work, whatever it is. It's cleaning the bathtub, if it's, you know, building a house. So I think there was a lot of well-meant intentions with that, but it also is this, you know, carrot, this impossible thing that you're chasing that doesn't exist, which is perfectionism. And, you know, again, Virgo that's one of the things, the less than positive aspects, I would guess one would say about Virgo.
You know what I heard you say? You said less than positive, but I heard lesson. That's like the lesson of Virgo.
Freudian slip. It worked out well.
It worked out well. And yeah, there's a difference between, you know, doing something well, putting your best intentions into it, and like half-assing it, right? Mm-hmm. That I think that's where that line is. Like, yes. Do it well, put your heart into it, and it's okay if it's less than perfect.
And that's a moving target. That's one thing that I'm realizing is that depending upon what given day, what given moment, what conditions that something is, getting done under what conditions, that can change, again, day to day, moment to moment of where the bar is.
Absolutely. Yes. So as humans, we are all imperfect. Welcome to our imperfect video. But good enough, hopefully.
But hopefully.
We're putting good intentions into it.
We are. Our God knows this is nothing if not honorable intentions.
We prepped all day. We ate food. We realized this last time. We need to eat food before we do things. Very important. Take care of your body, nourish your body. Root chakra, number 1. Very important.
Yes. So.
You ready to pull a card?
Let's pull some cards. Shuffle one more time, just because. What energies for the collective for this new moon in Virgo? And let us know, guys, like when I tap with the deck, with the audio, if that sound is a bit unpleasant.
Will you tell us about the tap? Because I do not tap. But I know a lot of people do. So tell me about your tap practice.
Okay, so I have to think about this because I didn't realize I tap. Erica, I did not realize until I tap. And I do on cards. And my friend Erica was doing a video on Twitch of reading, and she was like, as Camille, as Mermaid would say, tap. I was like, I tap. So I don't know what tap is. And I know that by no means in my OCD, I could probably do with a small touch of that. But I tend to do things in threes. Certain things, and I think the tap is a nod to my work with Ilegwa, with Legba, with a couple of other crossroads spirits have shown themselves in different pantheons that are coming up for me now. So I think it's just a number of completion. That's a subconscious thing that happens. Yeah. That's my tap.
I mean, I've heard other readers talk about, shuffle and then you tap.
I knock 3
connections.
God, I do.
With the deck, but I love that you just intuitively do it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it until now. I do. I knock 3 times, and if I'm just to organize, the deck, I do. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
3 triple goddess. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, 3s are all over.
Right.
Magical practices. No matter where you're from, you're gonna see some 3s.
3s, that's for sure.
That's all right.
For sure.
So you got a card?
I got a card. What do I have is the question. I think this is perfectly appropriate. 2 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
So, and I love this. It's a nod to the old Peter Pan.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's dope. It is.
This is a nod to the original Peter Pan. And again, I love this deck because it's so fun, but still very true to Rider-Waite Smith. And as you know, if you've ever had a video that you've seen on my YouTube channel or on here, that oftentimes there is a very loquacious feline. Speaking of 3s, because issue. So for me, with this 2 of Pentacles, it's so often with me, readings are so deep and metaphorical, and this is just, it is what it is. Balance in a very practical way, weighing your options, what's worth doing something now, what's worth doing something later, but not getting so caught up in things where you're, tap dancing around so many things and you have so many responsibilities and you're juggling your time, your resources, your whatever, and then nothing actually gets done. So stepping back and bringing in, especially with the deck using this Peter Pan imagery, bringing in the lightness, the childlike wonder and the spirit of Peter, of just remembered balance in all things and to have fun, to live a little, to have fun,
There's your fun.
There's your fun. I think especially since Virgo does touch on since Virgo does touch on organization, being methodical, those kinds of things.
Get your foot out.
Exactly. Sir. Oh my God, cats. You know, where can we bring more balance into our lives without getting overwhelmed? And to do that in a very practical way. And as a 2, starting off, again, the nod to that, start off slow and small until you feel more sure-footed in bringing new ways to balance the energies of, again, being organized and in a tangible way.
I love that. That's beautiful. Let's see what we got. King of Swords.
Ooh.
So, as we all probably know and have been looking forward to, Mercury is out of retrograde. And, yes, thank you. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Did I say that backwards? Mercury is ruled by Virgo? No, I said it right the first way. So communication. Now is the time, like if you had some misconnections, if you had some things that need to clarify, reach out, clarify, reach out, say, hey, we were talking about, what were we talking about earlier? I don't remember. We'll talk about it later. But we were talking about the simple joys and the simplicity of things. Jump in.
Communicating in small ways. So in our crazy, busy, hectic life, and when we were preparing for the video, this was like a download from Spirit, and it was saying like, you know, our lives are so chaotic and so hectic, and so many demands in our ever-changing world where everything's just faster, bigger, more, that we lose touch with people that we might want to genuinely communicate with. So small ways of connecting with people, small ways of, you know, send a quick text message, because we might want to have those long, lengthy, juicy conversations where there's just time spent. But if we don't have time, I have a very good friend and we will send an emoji, and it's, you know, clear about what that emoji means. We even have an emoji specifically for love you in a weird space right now, not in a good headspace. So if you don't hear from me, if I don't call you, I'm okay. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. Okay, adjacent. So it's that, you know, and with that King of Swords, to me, it says about, you know, being the structure of kings make me think of the number 4. So maybe really writing this down and coming up with a more disciplined way, and also being diplomatic. The King of Swords for me is very much about diplomacy, whereas the Queen of Swords is I said what I said. Don't make me say it again. Whereas I find the King has the ability to kind of look at the broader expanse of things and have clarity in a different way than the Queen does. And I find that the King is a little bit more diplomatic in how he communicates while still very clearly speaking his mind.
I love that. And then another way to look at King of Swords, or just swords in general, I don't see this often, but every once in a while this will come up as a surgeon or a surgery card.
Yep.
Right? Using the knife, not for communication, but for healing. And Virgo has an energy of healing, of clarifying, cleaning, purifying, detoxifying, rules the intestines specifically. So if you got any gut intestinal stuff, might be time to check it out. Might be time to incorporate healthier foods. Might be time to let go of some foods that might not be healthy for you, but healing.
Absolutely.
Cutting out, but specifically cutting out what is not beneficial for you.
Absolutely.
Maybe you know what that is. If you know what it is, this might be an invitation to take that step. And when we cut things out, replace it with something that's good for you. We're not just like cutting out important. Until we're empty. Replace it with something good.
This also makes me think, we are not attorneys. Please consult your trusted professional attorney. But if anybody has any legal matters, looking at the two of these playing off of each other together, maybe it's time to speak to your attorney about a settlement. You know, is it worth it for you to continue with that? Because it has to be perfect. It has to, you know, it has to be done the right way of what's complete perfect justice. Like if you're in a court situation, there's winning has a different definition than it may have had before you were in that.
Yeah, because you want to sit there and fight for years and years and years and years. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? On the one hand, I mean, maybe it is for you.
Go for it. Go get it.
But again, that balance, and maybe it might be, you know, again, short-term benefit versus long-term benefit or gain.
Yeah, cool. So to summarize, good enough is better than never done.
And there you have it.
And this is our good enough video.
Bear with us, guys. We are both super outgoing people and talk
in person, but not on the video.
And that part.
Oh, the video. It's so weird. We want y'all to sit here. Come sit here with us.
Yes.
Maybe one day we can have like
talk to you, a group of 30 total strangers in the middle of, the street, but getting used to talking
in an
to a camera.
building.
That would be much better. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much. And blessed new moon in Virgo.
Blessings for your new moon in Virgo.
And we will catch you in the next video, which will be a full moon.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
So
we'll see y'all later. Bye.